Founders, emergency dog bowl stream. We have to get them in this week. We're going to try our best. We're going to hit the minimum. So if you do 10, if you finish in the top 2,000 entrants, you get your money back. So you're kind of giving money away if you don't hit the 10. That is this week's goal. And let's hope this. Waiting for 6. Perfect. That's great. We've done 2 so far. And man, it doesn't feel good when you don't get one of these top wide receivers. Hill, Lamb, Amon-Ra. I might have Kupp and ahead of Diggs this week. Keenan Allen didn't practice today, which is interesting. I just got a notification too that Gibson didn't practice. If he doesn't end up playing, I mean, that's going to open up a lot of carries, just a lot of playing time for Brian Robinson, who kind of had a fluky week last week. But still, you got to think like he'd be getting another 4 or 5 touches because of that at least. So that'd be really beneficial for Brian Robinson. He would definitely be in play. I mean, in dog bowls, he gets drafted every single time, but in battle royales, he's one of those scroll down players against the Giants. That's definitely in play. Connor, Henry, all these guys get drafted every time in the dog bowl. Waiting on 3 people. Love that. Speedy. Tight ends this week for dog bowl just as like a rough rule. I want Ingram and up. Like that's going to be my strategy at tight end. Ingram and up. Yeah, we can try to thread the needle on someone down here. You could add in maybe Pat Freiermuth. But he hasn't been that good. Like Pat wasn't good when Pickett was, early in the season. When Pat was healthy, the connection just, for whatever reason, wasn't there to start the season. But I don't mind mixing him in. It's against Cleveland, tougher D, but yeah, I don't know. It hasn't been too pretty for Kenny here. Jesus. Buddy, these are like Tyreek Hill numbers for receiving. Yeah. That's Ingram and up. Like Ingram, I think gets disrespected. He hasn't been getting in the end zone, but he's been getting consistently 7+ targets, even before the 7+ targets, 5+ catches. Touchdowns will come. Opportunity is one of my favorite things to chase. If they have the opportunity, they have the skill level. I think that's just called smart drafting. You do it over and over again, it's going to hit. Wide receiver scroll downs. Dotson kind of scares me after getting just 2 targets, but I think we can run him back. The problem is he's getting drafted, I think, in most dog bowls, which that kind of gets rid of some of the juice behind it of like why we would draft him. Curtis Samuel doesn't suffer a setback. Let's pull up while we wait. We're waiting on 2 people. Let's pull up snap counts for Washington. I want to say that Dotson even ran the most routes on that team. So really just questionable, dude. 95% of snaps. 58. Come on. 2 targets. What's up with that? And like Howell had a good week for a fantasy standpoint. Threw the ball 44 times, 312 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Like, great week. And you can go back to the Sam Howell this week too against the Giants. Justin Fields is probable. This is something that we were talking about yesterday. Like DJ Moore, he's in play against Detroit. And even Justin Fields could just be a fun one-off, or if you want to mix him in with DJ Moore, that's cool too. Like, look, he has 2 games of 4 passing touchdowns. People kind of forget, like, Fields was balling out before he got hurt. Oh my god, this is a pounder's room if I've ever seen one. ED and threes every oh my god, sacrilegious. This will be a fun one. Crash Rich next to a shock. What's going on? Nick in the 8 spot, Lee, Brian. Fun room. Fun room to be in. This is gonna be a tough one. Limited by ankle injury really doesn't worry me. They're still like against Dallas. You knew that game script was going to be pretty bad for Saquon. That's why he was going basically undrafted for battle royales. But this is a much now. Washington's still. It's not Dallas. Okay, it's not Dallas. Shock, what's going on in the live stream? Those Noah Brown numbers. Yeah, that's hilarious. Thread the needle time, Bryce says. Pound it. All right, we get the 5 spot. Honestly, right now, I think like top 2 feel good, like Hill, CMC. And then I don't mind even being on the back end and being able to get like Keenan Allen and Achan or Cup Achan, Amon-Ra Achan. Achan's been flying up. That's another thing we mentioned yesterday. His ADP yesterday was 11.7. Let me move this over here so I can see the chat. Like an absolute rookie. It's on us, dude. We get Lamb at 5. Let's play ball, huh? Let's have a day. Whew. Sheesh. We'll take that. We'll take that. Honestly, I'm going to probably try to push Dak to 29. It's funny because he's probably going to get drafted before. He's going to get drafted before 20. And I'm here saying I'm going to push him to 29. Plan ahead. Plan ahead. Pop the chat out. We'll put that there. Charles, what's going on, man? What is this early draft? Trying to sneak one in. I know. It didn't work. Pound shows up, man. The pound shows up no matter what. That's wild. Filled half this room. ETN goes at 11. Keenan Allen goes at 10. Gibbs at 9 for Lee. Kind of spicy. I agree with this. Achan or Keenan Allen? I like Gibbs, but I do worry that Demont's second week back, they give him a little more work. And there's room. There's room for both of them to get there, especially against Chicago. So they're definitely both in play. But Gibbs getting 17 touches. These are numbers before Monty was there. But again, he's super efficient. Getting in the end zone 4 times in the last 3 games. Really nice. Tank Dell at 14. What's Tank Dell's? God damn. His ADP is 17.7. Charles says, favorite last round pick for each position, not worrying about stacks. You talking about in battle royales or in dog bulls? Because in dog bulls, a little tougher. Right? Top 12 QBs. So we're talking about QB 13 under. Gino, he's the next one. It's gross, but he's right outside the top 12, and he's definitely in play against the Rams. It's going to be one of my favorite games I'm stacking this week. One of the higher point totals on the slate too, which is weird. Yeah, this is a Dawg. But in battle royales, like any QB up to Howell, Gino, like T-Law has been great for fantasy, but like they're all in play. Yeah, we are going to push We're gonna push Dak here. Oh man. RB's deep. Tight end's a crapshoot. Let's go Sam Laporta. It does give us a backup with Goff too. I like Josh Jacobs, but again, like RB's so deep. It's so deep. I think the one worry with Jacobs is it's 21-3 at half, and they have to sort of abandon the run. He has been getting those dump offs like in years past. So like the Jets, that was just good game script for him to get a ton of carries. He doesn't really do a whole lot with it, fantasy football wise, 11.7 points. But if he punches one in the end zone, like this game's fine. But good game script for him against the Jets. Good game script for him against the Giants, like lower scoring games. He hits pay dirt here with the touchdown against Detroit. I think that's what he's going to have to do against Miami. They have to run the ball. Vegas has to run the balls. It's just if they get behind too quick, it could be bad for him. All right. Tua goes to the Cooper Cup team. Dak goes to EDN3. Shouldn't be surprised. This man is a snipe artist. Joe Burrow the first couple of weeks, which actually like helped us. But this time it's the Dak, which is fine. We're not going Tony P. I think Mostert's in play too is like a speculative ad right now. Let's see who comes back to us. Receiver falls off. So if we want to go Debo or Ayuk, this opens up Purdy for us as well. DJ Moore's there for the bring back with Laporta, and we can go Justin Fields too. Fields goes at 25. Word. Dude, we just spoke him into existence. I do think that's sharp, though. That's the thing, Bri. Like, I'm gonna push that. With 4 people after me and me having the main receiver. So basically, yeah, sure. You can go naked QBs all you want, but go back and look how many times a naked QB's worked versus like a stacked QB. The stacked correlation is it just hits more often. Like, I think that's too early to go naked QB, in my opinion. That like doesn't have rushing upside like Justin Fields. Pretty gross a receiver here. We're not going Noah Brown. Let's bring in another receiver with Terry. Let's go Terry. We might be able to get Saquon on the way back around. That might be wishful thinking. But we'll see. Also opens us up for Sam Howell, who, if we ended up with Ayuk or Debo, I think we end up going with Purdy here, but or with the next pick. But Sam Howell against the Giants, I'm cool with that. And then the only player I want on the Giants as a bring back is Barkley. That's Bry brings in Brees. Chad says love Fields. I got 30% of them through 25 dogs. Dude, Chad, you are a dog. Already getting 25 in, but I think that's so smart. because you attack the landscape before ADPs move. Like we are just talking about it yesterday. Like if Fields plays, like he's gonna be a mega riser, and you could put him in front of Dak this week too. I'd rather naked Fields than naked Dak or naked Tua. So like prime example, if you had naked Dak last week without Lamb, like sorry, like you didn't make money. So just kind of odd. Same thing with Tua, like very condensed offense. It's going to Hill, it's going to Waddle. Oh yeah. Yeah. Fields with Komet's awesome too. Allen, Puka, Brees, and Herbert. It's a fun team from Bry. All right. Let's see if he comes back to us. Kyler. And the thing is, like, we have one person in between us. So if I wanted Goff, it's between Nick and this guy for Goff at 53. Tyler, lock it on the thummy. Had to do it. Talk about Spike Week, guys. Mike Evans with a tough matchup, though. Noah Brown coming back down to life. Expected. I like the B-Rob pick. It's Barkley or Connor. Wow. We push him, and it works. So we can either we're guaranteed Goff or Howell here at 53. Where'd DJ Moore go? DJ Moore went at 33. Christian Kirk's in play. Although if Zay Jones plays, we have to see if he's playing this week. See what this dude does. EDN3 won a ticket last week. I think Sachs got 2 tickets, if I'm not mistaken. I like the James Conner pick there. How many teams after me need a QB? 3? 3 teams. Just like, where's the drop off at flex, right? Okay. Nico, he's if he's practicing, like that's why we're seeing Noah Brown on the board. And this is kind of what I was saying yesterday. I was like, why would we draft Noah Brown now with the potential that Nico plays? Could easily have a bounce back game from Deontay Johnson too. Nico goes. All right, let's see if this guy goes QB or tight end. He goes T-Law, so we really get our pick. Just tempted to go Goff here over Sam. I know we have the game stack, but Jared Goff at 53. Like, I think this would be, and maybe that's more of like a solo ship way of thinking, and where 3 people get the ticket. But I haven't seen Jared Goff fall past the 4th. So Gonna have to come back to that. Chat, what do you think? Like, obviously, it's like a uniqueness way of thinking, which is more for like solo shipping battle royales. It's just pick the best available, right? To some extent. We had the game stack, so I would have been comfortable doing that as well. Unless you would get coming back to us at a flex. Like, I'd like Derrick Henry too. So maybe if there were only 2 teams to my right that needed a QB, I would have gone Derrick Henry there. But having 4 to my right and really only having 3, 4 QBs that I like, I think that's the right play. Yeah, B Car says should have pushed QB. The thing is, like, Goff goes in the 4th a lot. Like, we're gonna jump into another one of these right after. Goff goes in the 4th a lot. So we got a huge discount on Goff. Rankings, NFL, main slate. Goff goes before Herbert in ADP. And Stroud, Fields, Herbert, Kyler, Trevor Lawrence. Like, we got a huge discount on Goff. I don't think I can give that up. Sam Howell and Jahan Dotson, just a super easy back stack. Derrick Henry goes. Damn. He almost made it back. Okay. I think we can just do a mini stack here. Jared, what's going on, man? Welcome to the live stream. Yeah, I'm fine with this. I'm fine with going Thielen here. A little mini between Lamb and Dallas, Carolina correlation. All right. Let's jump into another one. Hoping it fills quick. Let's go. Waiting on two people. All right. Let's pull up Bry's team. Keenan Allen, Puka, Brees Hall, Justin Herbert, Luke Musgrave, and James Cook. Lee's squad with naked Kyler, which is fine. I like Derrick Henry, like last round flex. I think that's. I mean, when you talk about upside, right? Derrick Henry needs a bounce back week. 11 for 24. He's not going to be happy with that. Shock with Stephon Diggs, Josh Allen, Dalton Kincaid. So he goes with the double stack. Oh, gross. It just kicks you right out. So gross. And we get the 1 spot. Get the spoons out. Oh, Kyler was stacked with McBride. Oh, God. Bry, Big Cheese again, Bestball Vipe, Crash, Carp's a grinder, Charles in here, Nick at the 11, EDN 3s in every single draft. Yeah, I'm completely fine with Hill over CMC. I think especially in these where wide receiver falls off so fast, like the wide receivers that we have coming back to us at 24, 25, and the fact that you need 2. What do you just double stack Devo and Ayuk there? You can't if you go in. That's the tough part. Like, if you go CMC, do you also want Devo or Ayuk? You can. You can thread the needle, but is it a Kittle week? Kittle's been balling. CMC goes to 2, Lamb, Amon-Ra. Pretty standard Pretty standard. It's just so deep at running back, Jared. Like, I think it's pretty easily justifiable. Like, if I had to go just one running back, like, I'd be okay with going naked, just one RB like James Conner or Derrick Henry super late. Like, he went in the 6th round last draft. So I think that's the reasoning for Hill over CMC. Obviously, both of them can have ridiculous spike weeks. Any single week, they could be the piece you need just because they can separate so far. This game could also be over first drive after the halftime. That's always a risk. But we thought that with Dallas too, right? Like, I think that was some of the worry with Dak and Lamb last week was that game was going to be over at half, and it was. And they packed it on. They literally packed it on. Wifey's calling. Just a sec. Pop, pop, pop. And we're back. And we are back. Chad says, I like Hill over CMC this week too. RB's the 2-3 turn. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. See Dak off at 16 here. Tua off at 15 with Waddle. That'll be very common. Little 1-2 turn. Waddle and Tua. I will say, it just feels like one of those weeks where you're going to have a Miami piece in every single winning lineup. So I do like the Waddle. I do like Hill. We'll see. We'll see. Bryce start with the Monra. Goes Puka. Oh, Demont, man. That would have been sick. That would have been sick. I think this is going to be super common, like Josh Jacobs, Tyreek Hill, which might make me not like it. Good. I'm glad he's gone. Also, how many teams with the monitor are going to have Justin Fields? So, like, having him with Hill might be a nice little flip around. Do I need one of these tight ends? I don't feel like I need one of those tight ends right now. Receiver, running back. I'm good with pushing off RB here too. Let's go Debo. Let's go Debo. Fields, we'll see if DJ Moore comes back. If not, we should be able to easily grab Komet. And we're not going to have, doesn't look like we're going to have a bring back in Detroit, which is fine. We just need our pieces to do better than the Detroit pieces. Charles says, was thinking about Waddle Jacobs, but I have so much Jacobs already in the, yeah. That first day, my first draft, I'm like, wow, Jacobs is going undrafted basically in Battle Royale. Now you're saying he was going in the 3rd, 4th round in dog bowls. Like, yeah, that's crazy. If I didn't feel like absolute crap coming from back from the Dominican, like, the food killed my stomach. And then in return, it absolutely destroyed the toilet. Like, it was bad. It was bad. I would have drafted more if I didn't feel like crap. Dak Kincaid, this dude's threaded needles. Good work. Brian with the Monra, Puka, and Trey McBride start. Crash Rich, Tank Dell Stroud, Achan. Nico and TJ Moore. Chad says, I got Hill Jacobs start paired with 4-5 Fields Komet. It's so nice. It's so nice. So, so nice. And that's the thing, like, where was the risk drafting Justin Fields the last couple days? Where was it? You could just pick swap for Geno Smith. Like Geno Smith are up. Geno Smith is QB 13 this week. It's like I do think there's a drop off. You can add Love in there, but he hasn't been playing awesome. You can say Love and up. I think are pretty much in play. Fergie Ferg. Fergie Ferg. I don't know if Komet's going to make it back to us. That's a lot of teams that don't have tight ends. 3, 4, 5 teams. We'll see. Ingram off the board. Evan Ingram off the board. If Komet goes, honestly, Michael Mayer's in play this week. They should be throwing the ball a ton, playing from behind. It's just, man, what's his ceiling? What's his ceiling, if any? Bry pushing Goff to the 5th round. Two picks away. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. One pick. This is where you just get shot through the heart, and I have no backup plan. Barkley. You could double tap RB here, too. Not gonna lie. I didn't want to have to do that. Let's go with Barkley. Let's go with the Bark Box. Let's go with the Bark Box. Chad, I was planning on scaling back this week, but HA and Jacobs and Fields were so mispriced when it dropped. I ended up doing 20 in the first 24, 36 hours. Contest dropping on Monday was nice. Yeah, I agree. It dropped earlier on the earlier side Monday, right? If I remember correct. I don't love when they drop it like during the Monday night game. For me, that's a pain in the balls. And then we just got one more pick. Honestly, Tyler Lockett goes too late in these, right? Like he goes too late. It's like one of the most disrespected receivers, like, year after year. Never mind, like, week after week. It's like, we're just gonna forget what we saw last week. Like, he's still out there, 80% plus last 3 weeks. They've upped JSN, right? But they've just upped, like, 3 wide receiver sets basically too. And then I told you this was gonna happen during the summer. If you were a Noah fan guy. Nico, honestly, he could be one of the more mispriced pieces right now. Tyler Lockett goes to Crash Rich. Those are probably my 2 favorite late guys right now for receivers are Nico and Tyler Lockett. I'd probably take him over Amari Cooper, Mike Evans this week against San Fran. Noah Brown, obviously. I like these 2 pieces better than this whole 4th round, basically. Marquise Brown, I think Marquise Brown could have a nice week against Houston, but we'll see. Kyler's first game back. Nick brings in Kyler here. Geno Smith, DK. No Rams bring back, but it's always interesting seeing what other people are building. Bri, this is 2 drafts in a row you went Brian Robinson, right? If I'm paying attention. I don't think Crash is in the live stream. Charles, Crash is a bot. He's not a human. He's not a human. Nick and I will let you know if he's in Miami. we'll let you know if he's a real person or not. Or if he just shows up as freaking iRobot Terminator. Alexander Madison concussion doesn't practice. What's this? Nico Collins, 8 minutes ago, calf, said he's playing week 11. So everyone that drafted Noah Brown, I'm sorry, Big Cheese, and everyone the last couple of days, you can't be feeling good about those shares. Like, you can't be. Hey, maybe I'll take it back. He's actually now Robert Woods. With Robert Woods back, I'm interested to see what happens with Noah Brown's snaps. First game back from injury. Can we call this a ramp up on John Mechie? Can we call this a ramp up? All right. Who do we have left for freaking flexes? I like the James Conner pick. God damn. Like, I'm fine with going single RB this week, I think, in dog bowls, and it just being like a last pick, James Conner, last round, Derrick Henry. Like, I don't I don't love what I'm looking at. This is nasty. This is nasty. Maybe we do have a bring back. Nah, gross. It's gross down here, fellas. It's gross down here. Tutu could be in play. Curtis Samuel could be in play. Let's go Curtis Samuel. Honestly, just spike week guy. It's not getting drafted. He's in a mini stack with Barkley. And let's jump into one more. Let's see if we can do. Ooh, that was almost battle royale. Waiting on 6. We'll give it a couple minutes. If it fills, we'll do it. It should fill. It should fill. Ah, man, ER7, dude. I don't know if we can do this Tony Pollard talk anymore. I don't know if it's even allowed. That might be a bannable offense. I have to check. I have to check the rules on YouTube. That might actually money laundering to the fantasy football community. Just donating. Yeah, I like Watson. I like Dubes last round. I was definitely peeking those. Man, the Watson connection just isn't there though. It's like drafting JMO. JMO had a touchdown call back, but even if he gets that touchdown, it's what, a 10-point week. Oh, Chad says Nico was my 6th rounder on that Hill Jacobs Fields commit team. Hey, Chad. Twitter, just DM me or Venmo, and we'll split that team. I'll pay for $13 of the 25. That's a gross one. There is such an advantage to drafting around news and like just projections of like players playing, or like, let's say you get positive news about Mostert and like he wouldn't be going at 34. There's no way. Achan would probably still go where he goes. Like, I don't think he would fall behind ETN, even if you got news that Mostert was practicing and playing. But you would definitely get a rise out of Mostert. That being said, I probably don't want it to be a solo, just single RB team with Mostert, because then if you have to pick swap, you're probably looking at like the pile that we were looking at last draft. Khalil Herbert limited. Again, this is Detroit, so I'm not playing any Chicago running back against Detroit's D line. But Chad says I left out the 3rd rounder, and after your talk about Tony Pollard, you might no longer be interested in that team. Oh, stop. We get the 101 again. Oh, shit. I'm a spoon. It's okay. It's okay because I admit it. 12 fluid ounces. Shocks in here, Nicks in here. Typical suspects. The typical suspects. So, Chad, did you stop at how many drafts are you going to do this week? Because you did, what, 20, 25 the first day, which is impressive. I have noticed, like, when Dog Bowl started, like the first 4 or 5 weeks, day 1, day 2 were dead. Now you're getting those people like, I need to get in there ASAP and take advantage of these ADPs. So they do fill a lot faster on day 1. We'll go with the Hill start again. Suspect. So suspect. I'll be the first one to admit that, Charles. Back-to-back 101s in a Dog Bowl. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Like, Underdog, don't make it obvious, man. Jeez. Deal me some bad hands. Now, we'll take Hill again over CMC. A little sus. You guys are sick. Probably stop around 60. Yeah. 2nd ticket, 3rd ticket would be sick. Sacrilegious has 2. Copper Prices has 2. Nick's shooting for his 2nd one. EDN3 got one last week. Crash Rich has 1. We had a pounder do a dog bowl draft by accident. Just one. They're trying to join a battle royale, and I guess they like switched the order of the homepage contests. And he joined a dog bowl, and he was in 5th place for like 98% of the day on one draft. It would have been so sick. It would have been so sick if he spiked in. I saw last week, like Fantasy Flock was up there. My boy Dave was up there. They were both sweating, but then Dak and Lamb, they just blew everyone out of the water. Changed the whole landscape of the top 100, 150. Can we get one draft where it's not a Waddle Tua team at the 1-2 turn? Yes, we can. Keenan Allen Waddle would be sick. Yeah, not having Dak Lamb, you weren't making money last week. I had a really sick battle royale team that just flopped at tight end with Laporta. Kittle at 13. I respect it. I respect it. Dragging it down to a different spot. Unique combination. Now, I think that's more like battle royale thinking, where like you're trying to solo ship. Tua goes at 14. Yeah. Keenan Allen Waddle is a sick combo. I don't know if I could pass up on Waddle there. Shock. I don't know if I could do that. Just feels so good to get one piece of this Miami offense. Especially because it's sort of leverage off of Hill. It's leverage off of Achane. If the touchdowns go his way. But guys, if you haven't already, go down, slap the like, because I haven't told you to do that yet. Hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed, and join the Discord. Everyone here, I think, is already in the Discord, and they will tell you Discord's fire. HN Laporta. I fade the crowd, he says. I love that. Honestly, what percent of people are going to have Tua ETN? Not a lot. It's a lot of Waddle Tua. A lot of Waddle Tua. Tank Dell goes at 19. CJ Stroud off the board at 20 in this one. Why? That's crazy. Maybe he likes that Nico news. Damn. Damn, Charles. I was actually thinking about going Josh Allen and Kincaid there. I would like to fade the Josh Jacobs bring back on my Hill teams for some reason. But maybe I shouldn't. I shouldn't do it every time. Let's bring Josh Allen in. I like Jacobs here. We didn't go Jacobs last draft because it's just going to be a pretty obvious bring back to Tyreek Hill. That being said, it's not something I would do every time. Like, give me 50% of my lineups with Jacobs Hill because I like him this week, but give me 50% without too. I think that's going to be important because Honestly, and you guys can tell me if you guys have been drafting more dog bowls than me. Has Jacobs Hill been a combination that's over 50%? And I'm just assuming that it definitely is because he goes at this ADP now. Yeah, Beaker, it opens up Gabe for sure. It definitely opens up Gabe. But you can also go naked Josh Allen too. Like, I'm completely fine with that. Like, Gabe goes super late. He's like a last overall pick, I believe. 72. Trey says start Puka Waddle or Wilson. I like the Puka Waddle. Lee brings in Mike Evans. Chad, my man. Let's see. Let's see what happens here. See what Shock wants to do with ETN to goes Terry. I'm on board with that. DK, like, the production hasn't been here, but this is good signs. Like 12 targets, 14 targets. Those are very good signs. Points will be coming. Roofing Man sets up the George Kittle, Brock Purdy. I like that. I like what he's doing there. Crash Rich just reaching on Nico. I don't think you have to do this unless you just like the people that go later in these rounds, or you want multiple people in that round in that same area. You don't have to do that. But if there's no tier break off for you, I guess that's fine. But I would definitely have Ayuk, at least Ayuk, ahead of Nico this week. Gets his bring back in Godwin. Go get your guys. You can't question Crash Rich. 100%. He is going and getting his guys. But while doing that, I think you can let's see. Let's see what his last 3 picks are. Because now I'm curious. Dude, this is the way I feel. Charles says, you do too many drafts when you can just take whoever for exposure. Fourth round Justin Fields today is insane. That's going to feel good. And has Laporte as the ring back. That's going to feel good. And you sniped EDN3. Goddamn. Goddamn. Marquise Brown off the board. Kyler off the board. Garrett Wilson. See you later. There's so many people ahead of him. Like, there's no way he just snipes him, right? Come on, baby. Come on. Come on. He's on the thummy. He is on the thummy. We'll bring in Tyler Lockett here. We could have gone Garrett Wilson as a bring back. Are we just gonna go Barkley in every draft? Or we can go tight end. That would allow us to go last round, Gabe Davis too. I'd probably prefer going last round flex versus last round tight end. I'm gonna go Evan Ingram in this spot. I do think if Cole Kmet separates at tight end, you're probably gonna need Justin Fields. Where in Jacksonville, it's not as condensed, like Trevor Lawrence. I don't know. That's the way I see it. I think if Cole Kmet becomes optimal, or if he's like near optimal, like 16 points, you're probably getting a really big day from Justin Fields. Now we're looking for a flex. We'll see who comes back, but wouldn't mind Gabe. We can add Siwa to this list. He's just been so. And the thing is, like, I honestly think he's still banged up. Like, when you think about last season, too, how he started versus how he finished, he wasn't healthy to start. He missed a lot of training camp, in and out of the lineup with injuries, hamstring injuries. And then end of the season. Thing is, like, Rodgers versus Love's probably a pretty big difference. Brian brings in Goff. This takes balls of steel. Just going solo, single running back with Raheem Mostert. I'm assuming he plays. To get Mostert at 43, it's just really good leverage, too. Nick brings in Barkley at 58. God damn. What a gift. What a gift. I like it, Bri. I mess with this team. Derrick Henry goes at 60. Nice. Njoku. Who else is out there for tight ends? Does anyone need a tight end still? 1, 2, no, just 1. See what Bri does. He has the option for the bring back with the Miami game. Stanley, head coach Stanley says he'll continue to call the defensive plays for the Chargers. We can tell. We can tell. Goes Cade Otton. Cade. Dude, 2 weeks ago, that dude was going up for the ball. Man, Amari's still there. I might have to go Amari if he's still on the board. See what we're looking at. There's no way Amari gets to us. With 2 people needing wider or a flex at the end too. I do think there is a decision here, like with Amari Cooper. I'm not going to have a ton of Amari Cooper this week, but when I do, it's probably going to be the last pick of the draft. Like 100%. Like most likely not a great pick. Last pick in the draft, Amari Cooper, though. Yes, that's 100%. I don't think there's even an option there for me. Best available in a game that they should be able to control the pace too. At home versus Pittsburgh. P-Kurt hates it. Amari trash can. Oh, Amari's fine, man. Amari's a spike week guy. All right, guys. Appreciate everyone coming out. We're going to be back live again tomorrow and the next day. Have some special guests this week to end the week before Sunday. I think I'm going to get on live Sunday morning to do some start sits as well. So hope you guys have a good night and join the Discord. We're going to be drafting off stream. All right, so jump in there. Pounders.